Yeah. How do I do it?
Sorry, but you can't place this call right now because your Virgin Mobile...
Hi, bitch. My boyfriend hurts. My bitch. One door. Hi, bitch. My boyfriend hurts. My bitch. One door. Hi, bitch. My boyfriend hurts. My bitch. One door.
How to do it.
You bitch. Bitch. Hueso. Good.
to do it.
Come on, bitch. The best. You're nice. The best. The best. The best.
Elliotson. It will only take a moment. Oh, bloody rats! Take back, filth! I'm sorry, sir, but you aren't allowed in here. I'm afraid I must ask you to leave, sir. Authorized personnel only. Please, go away. I'm sorry, sir, but you aren't allowed in here. I'm afraid I must ask you to leave, sir. Personnel only. Please, go away. Of course not, Dr. Elliotson. It will only take a moment.
Yes.
Here it is, Doctor.
We will continue our experiment.
Dibbers.
At last it ends. Yet I can only think of the beginnings. Better tomorrow. Forged with the blood of visions. All I see is the blood of a lunatic. You truly believe murdering an old man will stop humanity?
Yeah, that's true.
Crawford's stack.
Not true.
It's designed for mankind. Designs are meant to be broken. A child. A child who believes he can solve all the world's woes with a flick of a blade. Have you ever pondered the consequences of your actions, Jacob Fry? Or did your father teach you nothing?
We gonna get him next time. I see stars. You better bust up, bitch. That's right, bitch. Good job. Shit, bitch. Shit, bitch. Then take it before you beat up bad. Okay? Okay. The bitch. The bitch. When you're not for me, way back. The bitch. You about us up, bitch. Shit, bitch. Bitch.
stay here.
In 1 hour arrival windows. We'll also tell you how long our visit will take before your appointment starts. So now you're stuck waiting on us.
And if you still need an excuse to stay home all day, we've compiled a whole list at twc.com/stay-at-home.
Race. Love is love.
All season long, college football kicks off. The biggest games and the most exciting plays. All from the Big 12 and Conference USA. College football, all season long on Sports Time Ohio.
Cleveland, and I love you, Ohio. And a very pleasant good afternoon to you, and welcome to Drennan Live. Here on your TV home for Indians baseball, your sister network for Cleveland Cavaliers basketball and Columbus Blue Jackets hockey. We are Sports Time Ohio. Hi, I'm Bruce Drennan. Great to have you aboard on this Monday, where we will be with you and throughout the week from 3:30 until 6:30. And as we begin the program today, we will inform you that at any moment or moments, we will be sending you live to Berea, where Mike Pettin will be conducting his weekly Monday press conference with the media, the head coach of the Cleveland Browns, and we're standing by. So as soon as he enters the room, we will switch you live to Berea. Obviously, the show today will be predominantly about the Browns, if you do want to talk about Ohio State. Now, tomorrow, the Cavs open up, so we're going to devote a lot of time on tomorrow's show to the Cavs. Also, the World Series begins tomorrow. We'll talk a lot more about Ohio State, but if you want to incorporate any of that today, feel free. But I think it's only logical that we're going to be dominated by Browns calls once we do open up the phone lines. After last night's show was, I'll tell you, since we started this program on this network, the Sunday evening show that we've been doing all these years with the Browns, I can't recall, Gina, I don't know if it's been more, I don't want to say lively, but fiery. The callers were beyond irate, almost almost a sense of hopelessness. I detected that anyway. How about you?
Oh, absolutely. And it feels like we've done that show 1,000 times since we've started here in 07. And as you mentioned, after seeing this result time after time after time after time, bad drafts and no quarterback and injuries and whatever else down the line, no competitiveness. You mentioned it. The fans are worn out. They're exhausted from watching this team play.
Now, today, I'm hoping that Patton...
All right, so check it out, guys. Playing it by ear. So I don't know what happened, but
I have another monitor here
on the progression tracker, it shows we're about to...
of the press room in Berea, which we'll be sending you to in just a moment.
Turn this. I don't know. She already kind of like hooked onto it now. There we go. There we go. Come on.
How could they not ask him about Bo? And why? He would not be... For goodness sakes. Geez, it's such a pathetic scene, and now with McCowan, we will get a medical update from Patton, I'm sure. He supposedly was going to get an MRI today on the shoulder.
I don't know if I
went through the protocol yesterday for a concussion because look like he got his bell rung a couple of times.
But it's just you just climb the ladder and you're good.
That one hit that he took right here.
I was thinking.
But they went into the when he got into the locker room. They apparently the word is they cleared him.
All right, guys, so, we're back with some more Assassin's Creed Syndicate. And in this episode,
he's a tough guy, and he's gonna do everything in his power, I'm sure, to play. But if it's not, if he can't, then it's Johnny Manziel because Patton has already addressed that, and I'm sure he'll do so again today. As far as here's the hit on McCowan. As far as the league investigating this latest incident with Manziel and his girlfriend, there's no timetable that's been set for that. That could be tomorrow, Wednesday.
Come on,
it could be a week from Wednesday.
Oh shit!
Wait till the bye. Who knows? There's no rhyme or reason in the NFL as far as that's concerned, investigating, and they're going to interview Manziel.
Okay,
they're going to interview him.
Any of the challenges?
They've already said that, but,
all right, sweet.
But there's no. So if indeed,
I don't know exactly where to go.
If McCowan can't go, then I think it's very likely that Manziel will be the guy. Manziel has the interview scheduled with the NFL. And certainly here they say Manziel said he will cooperate fully with the league. It is not known where or when the meeting will occur, but it has been set up. The league is investigating Manziel's actions as a possible violation of its
What's going on over there? That's what we need to stop.
He could face a suspension, but I don't really think he will get suspended unless he changes his tune. I mean, he wasn't arrested. The police didn't even give him a breathalyzer. So I don't know if the league will have much evidence to stand on if they would desire to, let's say, teach him a lesson. I just can't. I don't see it.
Hopefully that was it.
I don't see it. Well, certainly in this upcoming press conference, you would think that Patton will have to answer to this. This is the sixth time in 7 games that the Browns have allowed at least 150 yards rushing. Against the Rams,
Sweet, guys.
Crowell,
there's the doctor. He's down there. Okay, that's where we're going to go. Way downstairs.
For only 56 yards. 2.9 yards per
I haven't fired a bullet yet, so we're good.
The Browns were supposed to be a team that was built around running the ball this year. Every lineman except Greco was flagged for a false start penalty in yesterday's game. Batonio got called for holding. Cameron Irving and Joe Thomas were also called.
Looking at the map, I don't see anyone coming towards me, so they didn't hear me at all.
That 36-yard catch by Travis Benjamin, that was very costly.
They didn't hear me yet,
even as great as Barnage was in receiving the football, and he made another spectacular catch yesterday, but he and Jim Gray were guilty of committing a penalty as well. Browns have
gosh.
scored a great at this. They've
That was
scored
such a badass
total
kill.
of 6 points in the first quarter
This guy
of
didn't
their
hit me, did
last
he?
4 games.
Oh my god.
6 points.
Look how disgusting this room is, man.
All,
What's wrong with these people?
McCowan wound up with a
They always have sick
101.8
doctors in
quarterback
Assassin's Creed.
rating.
Sick-ass
Foles was
doctors.
86. But Gurley rushed for 128 yards himself. Our third down efficiency, 3 of 12. That's only 25%. How pathetic is it that St. Louis was even worse? 1 of 9.
I'm afraid I must
1 of 9 they were. Time of possession. You look at some of these stats and you would think the Browns would have killed them.
I know.
35 minutes and 33 seconds, the Browns possessed the ball. They had it only 24 minutes and 27 seconds. Unbelievable. 11 penalties against the Browns for 98 yards, 4 fumbles, all of them lost and recovered by St. Louis. But here's the other glaring statistic.
I'll just hide him in
11 penalties
I don't know
for the
what this is
Browns.
behind these curtains.
Against St. Louis. It's not like they weren't trying to give it away.
Looks like one of those not phone,
and they had a fumble
those picture
too.
booths.
The Browns had one
okay,
drive
I see what's going on
that
here.
consisted of 14 plays for 73 yards. It consumed 8 minutes and 28 seconds, and all they got out of it was a field goal. That hurts, man. McCowan, in his last 17 games, has a record of 2-15 as a starting quarterback. Pettin, since starting off last year as our head coach at 7-4, since then, his record is 2-10. Now, Barnidge did record 6 receptions for 101 yards. Ozzie Newsome, Kellen Winslow, Milt Morin, the only other Browns tight ends to record 3 100-yard receiving games in a season. All right, here's Mike Pettin. We're going to go to Berea, and here is the head coach of the Cleveland Browns.
Since both specimens had a propensity towards violent behavior, we should see similar protrusions in specific parts of their brains. Corpses do not have boots.
Oh shit. Ooh, man. These guys, what you looking at? They don't even care.
At last it ends.
I said it yesterday, and it really holds true after getting a chance to watch it a couple times.
Better tomorrow.
You know, the obvious thing is you're not going to win many games in this league when you fumble it 4 times, lose them.
You truly believe murdering an old man will stop humanity's great architect?
That we were called for yesterday. Took a step backwards in that regard. Can't have that to be successful. We need to be better about protecting the ball. And definitely do a better job in limiting the infractions. Said it all week that we were well aware of how talented that Rams front is. We wanted to make sure that we got ahead of the sticks and did not put them in a situation where they could just pin their ears back and go. And certainly that was the exact opposite was true. We played into their hands.
Yes.
And that's one of the biggest reason why you saw the results that we got offensively and only scoring 6 points. Defensively, I thought the first half we played probably as good a half as we've played all year. But that's just only part of it. You got to play a complete game.
Oh, we got to get out of here.
And we weren't good enough in the second half. You have to be better. We got hit with some choke plays again.
Oh God.
They did a nice job running the football. There were times in the game where I thought our effort was good, and we were able to contain Gurley for a good part of it.
Oh shit! These guys are level 6, man.
They were still able to hit us with a couple of big runs. It was disappointing. In the team meeting today, we talked about where we are, and we talked about adversity and what adversity does for you. The benefit of facing adversity.
Get out! Gotta get out!
You find out a lot about yourself. It's easy to exist, in this profession when things are going well. But when things aren't,
Oh shit.
You
Alright, I'm going out of
truly
here.
find out who you are.
Same way we came in.
Who's mentally tough, you know, who cares about this team, and who's willing to step up. Because continuing to do what we've done would be foolish just because it's gotten us these results so far. I mean, we're not going to do anything radically different. It has to be incremental. So the challenge to each man in the room, coaches and players, was what am I going to do different? What am I going to do extra? Is it in the weight room? Is it in the meeting room? Is it on the practice field? What you know, everybody was challenged to take a personal inventory. Where they are, what are they doing well?
Almost sober, guys.
And what are they not doing well?
Okay, overdose completed, yes.
And how do we change it?
Firearms, we got the Model 1 revolver. Let's check that out. Hopefully we're high enough.
And how we matched up going into.
Wow. Oh, what's going on?
And shooting serum production has ceased. Outrageous! Fry intends to endanger all of London at the hands of the mob. Or perhaps he doesn't intend much of anything at all. But simply content to dice with our lives. The asylum is shut up. Medical care throughout the city is in disarray. He cannot understand the consequences of his actions. The man is clearly an anarchist.
Gentlemen, this tea was brought to me from India by a ship, then up from the harbor to a factory, where it was packaged and ferried by carriage to my door, unpacked in the larder and brought upstairs to me. All by men and women who work for me, who are indebted to me, Crawford Starrick, for their jobs, their time, the very lives they lead. They will work in my factories, and so too shall their children. And you come to me with talk of this Jacob Fry, this insignificant blemish who calls himself assassin. You disrespect the very city that works day and night so that we may drink this miracle, this tea.
I'm nearing the end of my research. Our beloved London shall not suffer such a bothersome fool for much longer.
What of her sister of London, Miss Fry?
Miss Fry shall be gutted. Soon enough. Delicious.
Sorry to interrupt, Initiate. Thought you'd like to know that Sean and Rebecca got away from Otzoberg. We're from the unit called Sigma Team. Violet DaCosta is his tech support. They've been hunting and killing assassins for a long time. Thank God you're all right.
Oh, tish tosh. It'll take more than a Templar super soldier to end the glorious saga of Sean Danger Hastings.
I was talking to Rebecca.
Right. Anyway, Berg's presence confirms it. The Peace of Eden is in London.
The Initiate's data sync suggests it's the Shroud.
The Templars seem to want it pretty bad all of a sudden. They must know something we don't.
The only thing we know is that we can't go up against Sigma Team alone.
Leave that to me. In the meantime, keep a low profile. Let the Initiate continue to sync the data.
Wow, guys, we completed sequence 4. Now we're on sequence 5. It looks like this is another guy we have to assassinate. So there's 4 more guys we have to assassinate. Plus Lucy, I think so. And then we're facing Starrick Crawford. But wow. Crawford he's a character. Oh my gosh. But looks like I'm going to end the episode right here. It's getting quite interesting. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Stay frosty. Peace out.
Echoes of your words crashing into me, drown me in your light.
This tea was brought to me from India by a ship,
and up from the harbor to a factory, where it was packaged and ferried by carriage to my door, unpacked in the larder and brought upstairs to me. All by men and women who work for me, who are indebted to me, Crawford Stark, for their jobs, the time, the lives they live. They will work in my factories, and so too shall their children. They will come to me as children. This insignificant blemish who calls himself assassin. You disrespect the very city that works day and night, so that we may drink this miracle, this tea.
I'm nearing the end of my research. Our beloved London shall not suffer such a bothersome fool for much longer.
What of her sister I might have misfed?
Misfed shall be regretted. Soon enough. Delicious.
Sorry to interrupt, Initiate. Thought you'd like to know that Sean and Rebecca got away from Otzoberg. Berg runs a unit called Sigma Team. Violet DaCosta is his tech support. They've been hunting and killing assassins for a long time. Thank God you're all right.
Oh, tish tosh. It'll take more than a Templar super soldier to end the glorious saga of Sean Danger Hastings.
I was talking to Rebecca.
Right. Anyway, Berg's presence confirms it. The Peace of Eden is in London.
The Initiate's data sync suggests it's the Shroud.
The Templars seem to want it pretty bad all of a sudden.
Yeah.
They know something we don't.
The only thing we know is that we can't go up against Sigma Team alone.
Leave that to me. In the meantime, keep a low profile. Let the Initiate continue to sync the data.
Owning the railway wasn't enough. Now Starrick has bought an omnibus company as well. I suppose he wants to control the neighborhood's workers and keep them under his thumb.
Pearl Attaway is Starrick's competitor, is she? Perhaps it's time I went into business.
And Miss Fry, what are your plans?
I studied the history we recovered from the Kenway Mansion's hidden room. I'm off to a certain monument. Got something to tell you. Sometimes I find life in this city rather hectic. told Dr. Elliotson came to a bad end. I do hope you cleaned up after yourself. Careful with that blade, oh brother of mine.
Let's go. Doing fine, Jim. Whoa, easy. Keep moving.
You'll feel my fist if you keep on.
Lock on, girl. Steady on. So the hints you found in the Kenway house lead to the monument.
What a wonderful use of your time following me around asking obvious questions.
Well, since Henry isn't here, I might enjoy the company.
I don't require any company, and Mr. Green is following up on some leads of his own.
Oh, yes, Mr. Green. That's a fascinating idea. Oh, please, Mr. Green, come and take a look at this book and stand oh so close to me, Mr. Green.
I do not. Perhaps you have nothing better to do, but I'm busy protecting the assassins.
Are you really? What was it Father used to say?
Don't allow personal feelings to compromise the mission.
Precisely. Anyway, I'm off. If I find any more wild geese for you to chase, I'll be in touch.
And more pleasant for your absence.
run in the 80s. The Ritigliano Cardiac Kids year of 1980 was a very thrilling, exciting year that ended, unfortunately, with the Red Ride 88. And the 2 years with Bernie under Marty, the drive and the fumble were tremendous years. So we've had 3 years. We also made the playoffs under Carson and got beat by Denver again.
Yes,
but those 3 years in particular were really fun years. The 80s the Browns were quite competitive, and we were beating Pittsburgh in those days too. But outside of that, Ken, it's been horrible. Let alone since they've come back in '99, it's really a joke. I mean, we're the laughing stock of the league, and it's really quite pathetic. And the saddest thing is, and you know this, where are they going from here?
Yeah. You're absolutely right. The other thing I wanted to ask you about quickly was, have you heard anything on the rumor that Haslam is interested in buying the Tennessee Titans?
I didn't even hear that rumor.
That rumor is all over the internet.
Well, take the internet for anybody can put anything on the internet in this day and age of the internet. And as a result, you have to be extremely careful, especially in our business. But anybody can put anything on the internet. We have not heard that, but now that you've brought it to our attention, we will look into it. But haven't heard a thing.
Yeah, I thought possibly, if he's do that, why he's going to go out and buy another football team, but he can't put any money into the one that he's got now.
Well, I don't think the money is a factor with Haslam. I mean, I really don't think that has been a problem. He said that lucrative pilot flying J business is quite successful. It's made him a billionaire and all, and you know what he paid for the franchise at $1 billion. So, I mean, I don't think that's it. I just don't. I said this. I don't know if I said it last night. I think I did say this last night. I'm convinced that even though he may have thought, he may have, buying the Browns, because he wanted to get into the old boys club in the worst way as a minority owner of the Steelers, as you well know. But he may have thought that this was all, but he couldn't have possibly envisioned how horrible a business this can be if you are unsuccessful, particularly in this market, because we are the most starving, hungry fans of any market in the United States. So he couldn't have possibly envisioned that.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct.
Ken, thank you very much for the call.
Thanks,
call me again, buddy.
Yes, have a great...
You too. Eric is in Alliance, and now you're on Drennan Live. Hello, Eric.
Hi, Bruce. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing all right, considering,
I hear you. I tell you what, how sad is our team? How sad is the Browns right now? It's incredible. I tried to get through last night when I was watching your show, and, it just blows my mind. I mean, for one, I really honestly think Farmer needs to go. I mean, this guy has just wished on I don't know how many draft picks so far. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, I don't know how you can get paid as much as these guys get paid and fail at your job and still have an office to come into the next day. I mean, it totally blows my mind. I just watched, the Pettin conference, and, it's like there's no fire, with this guy whatsoever. I would be just chewing on pencils because I'd be so, steamed and peed off. And, I'm a season ticket holder. I've been a PSL holder for 12 years now. And, I keep hearing all these people comment, well, just boycott the stadium. You can't go, to the games and support this. And I understand that. But, I'm so pot committed at this point of 12 years. You just can't, because if you don't renew your season ticket package, you lose your PSL.
Right.
So it's easy for these people that just watch the games at home say, I don't go to the game, Well, no, people like us that do actually invest into this team, you know, with tickets and so forth, you have to go. You have to keep renewing. And you know, it's a big sham is what it is. That's just the way I look at it.
Well, it's such a ridiculously horrible product that they put on the field. They want your money so far in advance too, so they can collect the interest on it. And if you don't pay, you know, you're cut out. And they know what a cash cow they have with this, with you fans, because as I've said a million times, and will continue to say so till I die, you are the best fans of any professional team in any of the 4 major sports in this country. There is absolutely no question about that. I will argue that with any of my colleagues in the media in the country, or any fan from a different portion of the country. There's no question, as horrible and pathetic and as big of a joke as the Cleveland Browns are as a professional franchise, to have the devotion, love, and passion from fans like you that keep coming back. If I wanted to, I could talk Browns on this show 365 days a year. You know it, I know it, management knows it, but more importantly than anything else, they know it, and they are taking full advantage financially from you on it. And all the teams are making new uniforms. That's a marketing thing, so I can't point that out with the Browns as, you know, do. But hey, let's face it, these new uniforms are making them tons of money, because all of you parents, the kids, if you have persuaded your kid to be a Browns fan, which is another...
Unfortunately, they are.
And that's a different... We've talked about that too, Eric. That's a very difficult thing for parents to convince their little boys and girls to be Browns fans when they watch the slop.
Yes, I agree. I mean, it just kills me, even being a ticket holder. You know, you got a $9 million guaranteed paperweight on the sidelines right now that we have no clue what's going on with.
Yeah, and I can't believe that no one asked him about Bo in this press conference just now. I can't believe it. And let me, you said no passion, no emotion. I thought when we hired Petten that he would be different in that regard. Because I liked my first impressions of him in the press conferences. I said so here on the show. I felt it was refreshing to hear him as opposed to the Shermers and the Manginis and the Romeos and all these guys we've been shuffling through here in the revolving door all these years. But you know what? He doesn't show that passion and emotion. I agree with you 120%. If I was the coach of the Browns and I had to conduct that, but that's a league rule, they have to conduct that press conference on Mondays. If I had to sit in that chair in front of the media, I would be letting it fly. I would show my Irish temper. I would be really calling out the players and the team and say, hey, listen, we are really going back to basics. We can't tackle. We're going to kick these guys in the behind until they can tackle. I go on and on and on about it and show some fire and show that I'm peeved off more than any of you fans.
I agree, and Bruce, I completely agree. I mean, exactly. I just don't. I don't understand just where this whole train wreck is heading. You know, that's just the thing that blows my mind. We have no offensive line, even though, you know, we have. I mean, Joe Thomas, he's on his back 18. You know, why not throw him to the right side, get garbage Mitchell Schwartz out of there? Why don't you plug in like Irving on the left? I mean, you know, you gotta. You know, he keeps talking about personnel decisions. I don't see anything being made to try to benefit us. So
now,
I don't know.
Let me give you this too. How can we explain that last year, before Mack got hurt, the Browns started off, you know, we wound up with a 7-4 record. I forget exactly what game Mack got hurt, but let's face it, the Browns with Crowell and West were running the ball pretty darn effectively.
Yeah.
And whether it was the zone blocking schemes of Shanahan or what, I don't know. But how do you explain that? And then, and because afterward, everybody said, well, we lost Alex Mack. But we have Alex Mack in there fully healthy this year, don't we? And where is the running game? 3 backs carried the ball how many times yesterday for 50 yards for the Cleveland Browns? What a joke.
My son in Little League football can run more than that. I mean, I know it's a cheap shot comparison but these guys are pros. That's my whole point here.
Right. And there's the other thing I want to emphasize, too, about last night. I don't know, they're pros, and they get paid big money. And I am now convinced, because I was asked this a few weeks ago by a fan, that do you think they care as much as we do? No! Because they do not care as much as the fans, because they get their paychecks, and as soon as that game's over, they're not all peeved off and throwing their helmets and cussing out and refusing to talk to the media. No, they're going to their buddies that they knew in college or played against in college and bumping chests with them and yucking it up and saying, hey, man, we got to get together after the season, we'll party and all that. How can you do that when you were just humiliated like you were a grammar school team?
Bruce, it's not about the game anymore, pal. That's the whole thing of it. These guys are young. They get these big paychecks. You know what? The whole love of the game, I hate to say it, but I think it's the truth, is out the window. You know, I mean, hey, I'm getting paid big bucks. All I have to do is make my appearance. It's entertainment, and then I call it a day, win or lose. Now, you know, some of us don't look at it that way because we have pride. We have pride when it comes to winning. Into losing. I mean, you know, I wouldn't be able to congratulate my buddy. I'd be teed off, heading back, and chewing my own teammates out because we just lost and got humiliated.
Right. And think of this. In the old days, when the Browns won the championship in '64, those guys had to get jobs in the off-season to support their families.
Bruce, there was no such thing as turf toe back then. You didn't sit out for this or sit out for that, or I got a hangnail and there's treadmills on the sideline. The whole thing is a joke now. I hate to say that. I love football, but the whole thing's a joke. Those guys that break fingers, tape them up, head back in there, get their noggins busted, and then still be in there. So, I mean, hey, Bruce, I know you got other callers, buddy. I appreciate your time. I love your show. Hopefully I can get back there some other time.
All right, Eric, thank you for your contribution. Let's go from Eric to Kevin. He's calling from Columbus, Ohio. Hello, Kevin. At least the Buckeyes rolled over the weekend.
Hey, Bruce, thank God we got the Buckeyes. I don't know what I'd do without them.
Yes, sir. I know. I hear you.
I tried to get through to you last night. I couldn't. I watched that game last night, yesterday, and I had to go to Cincinnati, unfortunately, for work, so I got down there at noon yesterday in Cincinnati, and of course I've got my Browns gear. I walk over to Covington, Kentucky. That's where the hotel was I was staying in, and find a little bar to watch the game. And you know, I was thinking, I walked in the bar and I've got my Browns gear on, and I'm to the point I'm almost embarrassed to walk in a public place, wherever it may be, to watch this team.
I understand that.
And have all my Browns gear on.
I understand that. I understand, especially when you are out of the general vicinity of the city of Cleveland. I totally understand that. You are setting yourself up for being mocked and laughed at and joked, and especially in a bar setting where you know as well as I do, when certain guys get too much to drink, they can't hold their liquor. They become obnoxious jerks, and they certainly could cause a stir. Certainly embarrassing you. I totally relate and understand with that wholeheartedly. I do.
Yeah, and it was a laid-back atmosphere, it was, but I walked in there, all eyes are on me. They're like, you know, I'm the only one in there.
Right.
And I had a conversation with a few guys, and this team, they really are. They are the biggest joke of the NFL. I know there's other bad teams in the NFL right now, but this team, because they have consistently been so bad,
right?
They are the biggest joke of the NFL.
Yeah, they are.
They just laughed about.
Right. You know, I turned on after the game. I was listening to one of the Esiason and Bradshaw and whatever one I was watching, and I thought when they got to the Browns game that all they did was talk about what a big win it was for St. Louis, and St. Louis is still in the hunt with Seattle and Arizona, and they hardly said a word about the Browns. And I was thinking, are they just, is it a foregone conclusion nationally that the Browns are doing what everybody thought they'd be doing, which is losing, that they don't even have to comment about how pathetic the state of the Cleveland Browns is? I do believe that's the case. And I made a statement last night, Kevin. I came to Cleveland in the spring of 1978. This is without question, I dare say by far, the worst state of affairs with the Cleveland Browns that I have experienced in covering this team, this so-called professional team, in all these decades.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I'm just, I'm thinking, how much longer do you think that we're going to have a team up here, professional football team, till this whole organization completely sinks and just folds, and I don't know, they ship them out again?
No, that won't happen. That won't happen. First of all, there's a lease. I think there's a contractual lease thing where the league, when they granted Cleveland a franchise back in '99, I believe that's true. I'll have to look into that. But even if that was not the case, the fan base here is such a gigantic, enormous cash cow. The NFL knows this, and so there's no fear of that. But then again, they know it too. The Browns know this. Now, I'm not saying they don't want to win. They do want to win. But again, it gets back to the question, do they care as much as we do? I contend no. I think the vast majority of you would agree, no, they don't. Haslam may be just ignorant, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but he's from Tennessee. He was a minority owner with Pittsburgh. As I alluded to earlier, he had no clue that the environment could be like it is here if the losing continued. I think he's really rather stunned by it. And how many times can he come and do a press conference and say, well, we're going to get this right. We're going to get this right. How many times have we heard that through the decades? Certainly Farmer will move on to another city when he's done, and he'll latch on as an assistant GM or a GM, or the networks will hire him and he'll go on television and pretend he's an expert. Pettin will go to another team and become a defensive coordinator. All the assistant coaches will latch on somewhere else. It's the same old cyclical thing, and we will be here stuck with another joke of a franchise football team. It's nonstop. It's nonstop. Now, let me say this to you. Thank God for Gilbert and the Cavaliers. And quite frankly, whether you want to believe it or not, I'm telling you that the Indians are a couple of sticks away from really being a serious contender for the World Series. Thank God for those two.
I agree, you're right. And real quick, with the other callers, yeah, there is no emotion, and I'm a fan of Mike Patton, but there is no emotion. I watched the game, and all I've seen do over there is shake his head.
Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Home screen. Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Button. Option.
Support the Paralyzed Veterans of America, who for more than 70 years has advocated on behalf of our nation's veterans, from the greatest generation to the latest generation who served in Iraq and Afghanistan, to make sure veterans with spinal cord injuries receive the quality health care, benefits, and rehabilitation programs they desperately need and rightfully deserve. Join me in helping our injured veterans. To learn more, visit pva.org. Thank you.
A public service message from Paralyzed Veterans of America.
Can you believe we're at the end of the regular season in high school football? This is the last weekend of regular season scheduling in high school football around the state of Ohio. And then the tournament begins. And we're proud at Sports Time Ohio to be your home for the OHSAA football tournament. And all of the OHSAA sporting events, for that matter. Well, our last game of the week before our coverage begins with the tournament is this Friday night, when Hudson will host Brecksville Broadview Heights, and we'll have Matt Underwood will be doing the play-by-play, not Jeff Phelps, because Jeff will have responsibilities with the Cavs season getting underway. So Matt will team up with Frank Stams and Ryan Kavanaugh on our play-by-play coverage, and we'll tape delay it for you and air it at 11 o'clock this coming Friday night here on Sports Time Ohio. Jim in Toledo, you're up next, Jim. Thank you for waiting.
Yeah, I have just a couple questions, and I'm going to hang up and listen to your response. The first one, are our scouts held accountable for anything, and who hired them? I mean, and where they came from, their background. And then the second one is almost a sad story. Every Sunday I watch the games with my 7-year-old grandson. And this week after the game, he looked up at me and he goes, "Papa," he goes, "can we cheer for another team next week?" So, I mean, eventually, it might be an exaggeration, but eventually the Browns fan base is going to die off because you cannot keep the younger people interested.
Right.
I'll just hang up and I'll listen to your answer.
Okay, Jim, thank you for calling in. How unbelievably sad is that? Well, let me comment on the latter of what Jim mentioned first. When I came to Cleveland, and I've never been to Cleveland, Ohio before in my life, being from Chicago. In the spring of '78 when I came here, I had never been here. When I came here, you did not see anybody in the whole greater area wearing a Steelers jersey or a sticker on their car. It was non-existent. Now, it's prevalent. Am I wrong? And at the end of this regular season, we play Pittsburgh in the very last day of the season on January the 3rd. Browns will long be out of it, of course. How about, if that's an important game for Pittsburgh to qualify for the playoffs, that there will be as many or more Pittsburgh fans at the stadium than Browns fans? Even though it's Pittsburgh week, so-called rivalry, which it hasn't been for years, by the way. In order to have a rivalry, you gotta beat each other up. As far as Jim's question about the scouts. Professional sports teams do not, we get media guides. In those media guides, the owner of the team has a full page or pages. His picture, we know his dog's name, what movies he likes. You get the idea. General manager, coaches, they don't list scouts. They don't list scouts at all. Now, it's not just the Browns. None of the professional teams in any sport, to my knowledge, does it. Not just here in Cleveland, either. I mean around the country. They don't do it. Scouts, from what I have learned over the years, come and go. Some scouts stay with organizations for years and years and years and years. Now, I did hear when Farmer came, he retained some of the scouts he inherited and naturally brought in some of his own people, and that's fine. If you buy a restaurant, you have a perfect right to bring in your own head chef. That's fine. But the history of scouting by the Cleveland Browns, no matter how much of a turnover or not there has been through all of these different regimes, has to rank as the worst in the NFL, does it not? We've had some good drafts when Modell was in the owner. I mean, Hanford Dixon and Golick and obviously Ozzie and Clay Matthews. I mean, we had some good drafts. I mean, good people that we got in the drafts. But I dare say we have missed on draft picks. Going back to the I always use as a comparison when Chuck Noll was hired at Pittsburgh. Gene, what year was that? Was that late 60s, right around 1970, early 70s? Find out the exact year when Noll was hired at Pittsburgh. And look at the drafting, compare the drafting between the Steelers when Noll was hired and the Browns to the present day. And that includes the 4 years that we didn't have a team when Modell skipped town to Baltimore. Just compare. We have missed, and I'm saying this confidently, we have missed on more draft picks, and particularly the higher the round of the draft pick. I'm not talking about 6th, 7th round. And by the way, as long as I did mention 6th, 7th round, those other teams in the league hit once in a while on 6th and 7th round picks. Look at Brady. But we have missed, and particularly in the higher rounds, I dare say more than any team in the National Football League. What year? 1969. There it is. There it is. You take a look. And by the way, they've had 3 coaches since then. Noll, followed by Cowher, and now Tomlin. We've had 15. 1-866-786-8551. Rick is in Columbus, and now you're on Dreaded Live. Hi, Rick.
Hey, thanks, Bruce. Don't need to bore the young callers with my age, but I'm right there with you. I enjoyed the 64 championship game. Just to give you a reference from where I'm coming from, but along the drafting and all that, I want to get right back to the beginning. When we finally got our team back in '99, the NFL drug their feet forever, if you remember, on who was even going to have ownership of our team.
Yes.
And it put us behind the 8 ball, in which we've never recovered. It's been downhill since. I know the old man, Lerner, right?
Mm-hmm.
The owner?
Yeah, Lerner.
Yeah.
And by the way, I remember Larry Dolan, who then bought the Indians when he didn't get the Browns bid. He had a team, he had a group that he had put together to buy the Browns. And I believe Bart Wolstein, the late Bart Wolstein, also had a team, a group.
Well, and the old man, I think, was passionate. Now, he passes away and his son takes over. I don't think he really cared to have an NFL.
No.
But it's been poor ownership from 1990 on. It's been poor ownership, poor GMs. We were put behind the 8 ball to begin with to even put a coaching staff together. So it's been poor coaching and poor drafting. And then when we Got a new owner. I thought, well, here we go. This is what we've needed. And lo and behold, we have an FBI investigation right off the bat, and he's probably got more concerns and bigger problems than an NFL team at that point. But it's just been from top to bottom from 1999, and that's where it starts. From top to bottom. You look at a good franchise, and that's where it starts, at the top, right on through.
Well, when he was okayed, when Mr. Haslam was approved, the league recommended, because Haslam didn't know who to hire as general manager, and that's not a knock on him. He had never been a sole owner of a
Home screen. Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
I need to stop this.
Text to speech unavailable here.